Hello, hello, and welcome to day 3 of the Bridge to Expansion. So, day 3, we're going to be covering self-love piece, which is really important. Day 1, we covered fear, and fear as a gatekeeper to our expansion, as a gatekeeper to our next steps. We've reiterated over and over that next steps, next level exists no matter what, because we are experiencing a dynamic evolution. So things are always changing and moving. We're not, static in the sense of just like nothing ever changes. Things do change, right? And we can love where we are and also be aware that things are changing and moving. And then yesterday, day 2, hi Sarah, we talked about money and how money can oftentimes be a gap and or feel like a precipice and an objection to making the choices around expansion. Okay, let's invite some people. Okay. Hi Samantha. How are you? Okay. Oh, let's see if it lets me do this. It's not letting me invite anybody else. It keeps like flopping, flippity floppity. All right. How is everyone doing tonight? Okay. Hi, Becky. Okay, so we went over a little synopsis. You know that you are called to help people or do big things or to whatever. It really can be anything. Facilitate transformation or I don't care, whatever. Be a football player. I don't care what it is. Whatever it is that a person is called to do, this self-esteem, self-worth piece comes in as, an impediment to or really breaking out a thesaurus because I'm trying not to use the word block. An impediment to our expansion or impediment to growth. And so what we think, however we view whatever we're wanting to achieve or do or we're interested in is over here and where we think we are. And so if these two things don't match, if the types of people who do this thing, we don't identify with that, a lot of times we won't let ourselves move forward. We're not going to grant ourselves the permission to, take the class, work with the mentor, do the move or whatever it is, because we aren't that person. Who am I to, right? And we literally can't see ourselves. And so a lot of the theme that we've been talking about throughout these 3 days, and that I talk about a lot in general, is that your heart's desires, your actual heart's desires, not the floofy, silly nonsense that belongs to other people, that's not yours. Your actual heart's desires are your guiding light to move forward. They're your guiding light on your path, right? And so those heart's desires, you need to honor that, and that is a felt sense. So however it is that you can feel that in your body, like even for people who aren't inherently feelers and maybe you're seers, you can feel in your body when something is for you. Again, this goes into if you know your human design, it's going to help you even more, right? Being able to follow that guidance. But even if you don't, like, how does something feel in your body? Does it feel to be true? Do you know that this thing over here that we're wanting to achieve, it is for you? Start looking at where, okay, I know this is for me, but I don't match. I'm not that person. I can't possibly fit in there. Let's break it down. Is that actually true? Why do we think that? Why are we putting only these types of people? Like a whole lot of things that we put, and this is that person, right? And so hey Kathy, How are you? You feeling okay? So we know that we want to do this, but these are the things. Yeah, the connections. Yeah. Um, Let me see if this. Yes. So we're knowing what something is, right? We know that it's for us, and we know that these are the things that we believe. And so what's important to look at is that in this case, we know it's not. Like, only it's the expansion principle isn't only for healers. Hi, Nicole. This isn't just for people who've been doing this their whole life. This isn't just for people who like naturally like have all. This is not, right? And like any investment, this is something that sometimes doesn't look like it's possible, but we find ways. Of course, this is all within reason, right? So then we're looking at all these things. We're saying we don't match. We know something's for us. What qualities do we possess? And looking at following that desire. Like, what if I do match this, whether it's felt or otherwise? Does that make sense to everybody? And this example, I'm using EP for obvious reasons, but you can apply this to anything, okay? This can be about pursuing someone romantically that you know would be an amazing partner and someone who you really feel a lot of feelings for. And, well, I'm not that type of person who would, right? Okay, so let's stop. So no matter what topic this is about, right? Okay, so we're going to get right to it. We know that self-esteem, self-worth, we're going to do transmission. Nice and easy. So what this is, the reason why the expansion principle is one of the many reasons it's so amazing is that we literally, like, this transmission will tap in and start to rearrange and heal at the origin of these issues that are ready to be healed in particular. Does that make sense to everyone? So this is across time and space. This is across ancestral. This is across past life. This is any and all of the things, okay? To help you shift these pieces. For those of you, what we're doing in this container of these 3 days specifically is that we are desiring to shift the things around your expansion. We're asking for these 3 days to be a bridge to this next piece, to this next level, to this next step, to this next decision. So the healing around whatever, like for example, self-worth and self-esteem, what pieces around self-worth and self-esteem need to be healed in order to allow you to be beautiful. These 3 can be utilized all of the time for whenever we want to, because they're really powerful and at any stage of life. Okay? Because like we said, existence is not static. We are continually evolving. Okay? It's not that we don't like where we are. It's that there's a continual evolution. So we're going to go ahead and get right to it. We're going to get to the transmission itself. I did something a little bit before this call, which was I worked with some signifiers. I've been talking to you guys about that. This is something that we're doing every time now. And the signifiers act like these bat signals to bring you in. And so it's interesting because it's starting to notice the energies that are starting to come in already. So people who are attracted and like tractor beaming into the expansion principle without me doing anything, right? So we are going to do, today we are going to do, this is the titanium, crystal quartz with titanium. So let's take a nice deep breath. Let's tune in. Let's tune into what our next step is, the things that we're desiring, whether we're aware of it or not. This is helping us move forward into the next step that is inevitable for us to have the human part taken care of, for us to have the healing that we require to allow for our self-esteem and self-worth to match that of our nearest and dearest, deepest, next desire. Nice deep breath. Deep breath. Beautiful golden green purple light above your head. This beautiful light moving forward for us to shift these pieces of self-worth and self-love and self-esteem. Whatever aspects around our self-awareness, being able to see who we are, seeing ourselves on our path. This beautiful golden light is coming down over our face, over the back of our head, across our neck and throat, across our shoulders and arms and hands, across our chest and back, down each and every low backs, down your upper legs, your knees, lower legs, ankles, and feet. This beautiful golden blue purple light is soaking into each and every cell of your body. It's allowing for whatever needs to be released to release now. Whatever is ready to be rearranged and reformulated occurs so now. It's clearing out the old, making space, allowing for us to have an incredible amount of clarity of what it is that we desire, our next best step. Nice deep breath. When you're ready, go ahead and open your eyes. Hi, Katie. So, Katie, these 3 days are really beautiful as you prepare. I know you have a little bit of time left till you meet your little girl, but these are really helpful energies for you to integrate. This is good for everyone. Was it fun for you? Yeah, so if we watch all 3 of these and we integrate all 3, they are acting as a bridge. They are allowing for us to have that courageous spirit, right? Because we all have that. It's activating that within us. Oh, good, Samantha. I'm so glad. Because we know what we know, we know what we need, we know, right? And so this is activating that courage, that next piece. All to the expansion principle, please do reach out to me. Let's chat. Let's see if it's a good fit. Let's see if we can make it work. There's pay in full with bonuses. There are payment plans. There's always a way. If you're interested in talking to an alumni, there are lots of alumni who are happy to speak to you and let you know what to expect and what their journey was. Over the next couple of days into next week, we're going to be having alumni interviews. So we're going to have alumni and former students come on, and we're going to chat about where they were. For most people, it exceeded their expectations by a long shot, and so we're going to talk about that. And there's quite a lot of people just know and are pulled, and they really don't know what to expect. Even experienced healers and helping practitioners, and so that's really phenomenal and fun. And I think that's about it. Oh, I'm glad you resonated with that tone in the purple green light. Oh, I'm so glad. It was a beautiful tone, wasn't it? I believe it's A. Yeah, it's A. So sometimes that is all. We're likely going to be having an in-person healing and expansion session this weekend. I'll be putting up the information soon. And I think that's it. I love you. I look forward to chatting with you about EP if you're ready. And I'll talk to you soon. Love you. Bye.